Well, I don't give a shit. Because if people don't like me because of the way I talk or think, that's their business. See what I'm saying? That's their business. Like, it's your business. I ain't mad at you if you don't like me. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know, it's your business. It's not my business. The question is why do people care? Well, I'll tell you why. Because they need your validation. They want you to like me because they don't like themselves. So they're looking for everybody else to validate their value. Am I cool? Am I good? You like me?
Did I make it?
Am I right? Huh? You know, I don't do that.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause of sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
See, I don't know about y'all, but like for real, I don't mind being talked about. My problem come in when they start making stuff up. So you can talk about me all you want. It is what it is. You know, it's either I did it or I didn't. I said it or I didn't. Whatever the case is, I don't care. I let whoever think whatever, feel whatever. That's on them. You know what I'm saying? But it's the making up part. It's the lying part. It's the adding on to part that always get me. I don't mind being talked about. It's when y'all start lying that bothers me. Three places that you can stay for absolutely free. 3 of them. You ain't got to pay a doggone thing. Hear me. Understand that you can stay out my face for free. You can stay out my business for free. And you can stay out my way for free. Those things won't cost you a doggone thing. 3 places you can stay for absolutely free. Thank you.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
That is correct. We do have that in the intro and have been having that in the intro quite a long time. Yes, we cover breaking news on the Bullhorn Betty channel. We cover breaking news on Justice for All's channel. We cover breaking news on the True Crime Entertainment channel of YouTube. No state secret. No state secret. I was just on Justice for All's channel. Many of you guys were already over there. So, you know, what am I'm absolutely frustrated and a little bit perturbed, okay? Because the people that are saying that this poor lady, Brandy Neal, found out by Bullhorn Betty that her son was dead. No, she didn't. She found this out by her friends that said they cared about her and her well-being, but decided to trot her up like a show pony on their channel to get the raw emotions of a woman that is learning that her son is potentially dead. And these are the people that say they care about this woman. These are the people that say they don't want any harm to come. Then why would you do that on your live? Why? I do not have Brandy's number. I don't call Brandy or speak to her regularly. I covered her son's case. I spoke with her directly. I went out there and helped. That's what I did. This whole idea that she did not learn this from me. She learned this from her so-called friends. Again, live on their channel. Because all she is to them is a click and a view. I had no idea that law enforcement has not told her about these charges. That's not my fault. People are saying, well, I knew, but I had integrity and didn't want to. No, you didn't. You didn't know. And I can tell you, if you knew, you would have picked up the phone and called her to ask her about it instead of doing it on live. You chose not to do that. You chose to destroy this lady on your live in front of your audience and then lie to her about how this information came about. Because you hate Bullhorn Betty so much that you would rather destroy a woman that has a child missing to try to destroy me. Well, I'm not going anywhere. The only thing you did was destroy a woman you say you care so much about on your live. That's all you did. If you think that this is going to be biting Bullhorn Betty in the ass, it's not, because everybody saw I did everything above board, legit, and not underhanded, and followed Brandy's explicit instructions to me. Explicit instructions. Quit peddling misinformation and only communicate what you learned from law enforcement. And that's exactly what I did. If they failed to tell this woman, Brandy Neal, or her family, that a woman had been charged in connection with her son, this lady was about to go to court for failing to report her son's death. Who would keep that from her, knowing it was going to be breaking on the news and breaking on YouTube? What kind of idiot made that decision for her and for her family? That is not Bullhorn Betty's fault. For all the despicable people that chose to run with the story without doing your due diligence, screw you. You are part of the problem, not Bullhorn Betty. What you did to that woman yesterday was despicable. And I'm talking to you, Purple. It was despicable. And don't you dare try to convince the rest of YouTube that you give a damn about this lady, because if you did, how you did what you did you would have never done. You would have never, ever, ever did that on a live if you gave a damn about Brandy at all. So don't you dare put Bullhorn Betty in your fucking mouth again. And if anybody has a problem with the way I'm talking, too bad. Too bad. I don't usually cuss on here. Over the last month, I've said a lot of horrible language, and that I'll have to deal with at a later date. But I will be damned. How sick can you be to do that to that woman? How sick? Don't sit here and say because I got some public record from the police department that I'm at fault here. No, I'm not. One, the police department should have told that lady about her son. Period. They should have never allowed her to learn from it from the news because, as we know, the news dropped while I was live. So either way, she would have found out on the news or on YouTube, whether or not it had anything to do with me. But I guarantee if it was Purple that broke it, everybody would be okay with it, right? Exactly. Exactly. My point exactly. Because when we watched their live, they didn't seem to know jack shit about this news. And neither did Brandy, and that is unfortunate. But I run my cases the exact same way from case to case, and I'm not going to apologize for it. Law enforcement owes Brandy a huge apology. Purple owes that woman even a bigger apology. How dare you? How dare you? And Brandy, these people are using you. Stay off the internet, please. Do something to help whatever you're going through. You do not need YouTube during this time. If I can give you any loving help, I'm sorry that they did what they did to you. And I'm sorry that law enforcement released that information to the public, but I had nothing to do with that. And you know darn well I do not have your number nor any way to contact you. I have a source. Everybody was asking that leave the family alone. I'm not trying to, rock the boat, especially this kind of news. I would have never called Brandy and asked her to confirm this kind of news with me because she's a grieving mom. Who does that? Who calls a mother to confirm whether her son is dead or not? Who flippin' does that crap? Do you guys not have 1 ounce of a moral compass? Give me a break. She didn't learn from me. She learned from you. And she learned from you on a live broadcast. That shows no integrity whatsoever. So if I don't know what your definition of integrity is, but that ain't it. That ain't it. But no, you're not going to sit here and blame me for doing my job. You need to blame the people that are at fault in this debacle, which is law enforcement. They have done a great job, but every case has its own little problem. This is this case's problem. But this was a huge problem. Like, how the heck do you arrest somebody in connection with somebody else's child and not even inform them? Knowing that that person is getting their yard dug up, knowing that person is about to be meeting a judge, and knowing that that is going to be plastered all over the news because it's the biggest story in Fruitland, Idaho history. That is not, again, the problem of this show. Shame on her so-called friends that made her a show pony yesterday. Shame on them. Shame on them. This was never about them. This was about Michael Monkey Vaughan. This was about trying to find him. This was about helping the family. But no, YouTube's cutthroat, right? If they don't like you, you're not allowed to help the family unless it's according to their terms. I'm sorry, I don't listen to these crackpots on YouTube. There's a reason why their channels are so small. There's a reason why they're not growing. There is a reason for that. It's because they are disgusting, vile individuals that are using these parents for profit. They call me a tragedy pimp, but when do you see me pimping parents on my channel? When do you see me pimping victims' families on my channel? When do you see me pimping suspects on my channel? No, they're doing that. They're doing that very thing and saying, hey, don't look over here, look over there. That's what they're doing. I sent the contact I have for Brandy's family, and I gave them the biggest apology that I could possibly give them. Why? Did I have to do that? No, I did nothing wrong. But the idea that somebody would use something of mine to injure another person and then turn around and say that they were their friend, there is no way in hell I'm going to sit up here and allow that to happen without having my voice be heard on this subject. For all the people that decided to attack me or Justice for All, first of all, Justice for All had nothing to do with it. I was not the first one that called. Oh, God bless you guys. Let me go. I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff. Sorry, guys. I'm just ranting and ranting and ranting. And then we'll get back to the topic of discussion. Michael Monkey Vaughan, you know, after we get through everybody else, because they need their plug, right? That's what it's all about. Their plug, their clicks, their views, their financial gain. I have always believed if you provide quality content, people will come. I don't need to manipulate content. I don't need to lie about content. I don't need any of this garbage, right? I don't need to watch and hang on every single person's word to find content, because I am truly a content creator. That means I spend money to create the content while everybody else is sitting on their duff doing absolutely nothing, with the exception of a few creators that are commentators. So thank you, Kemi. Erica, thank you guys for becoming the newest members. This is how you keep the lights on. This is how you keep us going out and doing things. And quite frankly, this is how you tell the haters of YouTube to go F themselves. You are tired of their garbage, because that is what it is. And everybody sat there and watched it. And I'm sure at first it was like, how dare Betty? But when you go back and watch it and watch what they did to that poor lady, I was absolutely disgusted. Disgusted. And then they try to turn it around and blame me for that. Oh, no, baby. You did that all by yourself. You destroyed that woman all by yourself. All by yourself. And how dare you? Like, she gives a rat's ass about your petty personality conflict with me, and you didn't care, because at the end of the day, you didn't care about her feelings or how her reaction would be. All you cared about is damning Betty at any freaking cost. How dare you? I know how much you hope and cared for Michael Monkey Vaughan. I'm sorry that this case took an awful twist. Prayers for the Vaughan family. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm out here still advocating for this family. I showed his Facebook page. I showed his, and we have it in the description of this very show right now. Don't forget to like it. We have almost 1,500 people in the chat today. So please like, share, and subscribe to the Bullhorn Betty channel. But, you know, I sat there and I'm like, I'm getting hit from all angles. I'm getting, oh, I can't believe you did this. And I'm like, what the hell did I do? I did everything right. I dotted my I's, crossed my T's. You know, normally when you have an arrest for a victim, the victim's family is the first apprised by that arrest to let them know we made an arrest in your son's case. They don't leave it to the news to break that. Law enforcement knows right now they effed up. I guarantee that. They're not saying, oh, those YouTubers. They're saying, how can somebody not have informed the family? And why wasn't she provided a victim advocate to hear this news? I mean, let's talk about this if we're going to talk about this. You know, let's take away from Michael Monkey Vaughan to deal with all this petty crap from the streets of YouTube, because yet again, they want to lynch Bullhorn Betty. They've been doing this for a year. When are we going to be sick and tired of it? When are we going to say, you know what, I'm done with these stupid ass channels that do nothing but incite violence and incite rage from victims' families because they don't like Bullhorn Betty? How many times have these assholes reached out to victims' family when they're in their worst time of need to say, oh my God, you might have a call from Bullhorn Betty and she's going to come out there. Like, what the hell do these families care? They're trying to find their loved one. I don't know how many times I have met with families because, you know, let's be honest, these other creators, they don't meet with families, right? They tout them around like show ponies on their show. They don't spend $1 to go advocate for these victims. They don't spend $1 to buy a flyer or a banner, and let alone spend a month in a hotel eating junk food for a solid month and have to foot a bill that size. Never, not once. These so-called friends of Brandy's haven't even bothered getting a plane ticket out to go see how they themselves can help this family. They have never once flew in to Boise, Idaho, rented a car, filled that car up with gas, went out, got flyers, and spent an entire day peppering an entire community with flyers. They don't do that. They're above that work. They're above that work. They wonder why their channels don't grow. It's because they don't grow. On here, we learn new stuff every day. We learn stuff every single day. New stuff. We learn. We grow. We try to do better. We don't use the same things over and over and over again, expecting different results like the insane people here on YouTube. We don't use families for content. We tell stories. And part of those stories is being involved. So the only people that should be ashamed of their conduct is the people that told Brandy this disgusting news on a live stream, showing her no respect, no empathy, no sympathy, no remorse. All they cared about is getting that raw footage for their live. And that is disgusting to me. I would have never done that. Never. And actually, all these YouTubers trying to be buddy-buddy with suspects and parents. You know, people always say that Duty Ron, and granted, maybe Duty Ron doesn't agree 100% with my tactics, but I can tell you, I listened to him the other day, and everybody keeps saying he's referring to me. No, he's not. He is not. And if he couldn't have been more clearer about it than he was yesterday, you know what he said yesterday or the day before? I was watching a replay. He says, do you know what these defense attorneys will do with these suspects that are on these channels talking morning, noon, and night? Who does that? It ain't Bullhorn Betty. So that right there tells you he's not even referring to me. Now, when he's talking about Jagalunu behavior out there in front of houses and stuff, yeah, maybe he's talking about me. But I've never touted criminals on my page. I've never pimped a criminal out on my page. I've never pimped a child out on my page. I cover cases, true crime cases, any true crime cases, right? There's a few things that get my attention for these true crime cases. Thank you, by the way. Thank you for being. So anyways, I just wanted to set the record straight, because I was told that Brandy found out that her child, that I snuffed every bit of hope away from her. First of all, the woman was already arrested. I didn't snuff your hope away for your son. I didn't. You can blame me if it makes you feel better. But I didn't do that. You know who did that? The people that took Michael from you. That's who did that. It did not come from Bullhorn Betty. It didn't. I have done literally nothing wrong with this case. This case has moved and progressed perfectly, you know, in the grand scheme of true crime. I didn't overstep. I didn't do anything unlawful. I actually helped this family more so than her so-called friends on YouTube. And the so-called friends on YouTube absolutely devastated her and are the ones that did this to her. And if you don't believe me, go look at it. It is hard to watch. I have to be honest with you. And I cannot believe. And Miss Robin, let me tell you about Angela. Angela is a piece of shit. Okay? That Voices for the Voiceless is not a voice for the voiceless. She is an angry woman that got kicked out because she was a lunatic. You've got to realize that the people that don't like us are people that used to associate it with us, and we realized we're freaking lunatics and we kicked to the curb. And they got their feelings hurt. And she can go on all the panels she wants. She can sit there and whine, cry, because that's all she wants is attention. And she will never get it here. She will never get it by MGL. She will never get it by just, now mind you, these are all the people that she loved and adored. Loved and adored. So trust me, anybody that she loves and adores now, be mindful of her past behavior. Because if she did it to us, she will do it to you. It is a character flaw. She has problems liking herself. Okay. She was very self-conscious about not having teeth. She's a very self-conscious person that has no respect for herself. And if she has no respect for herself, nobody is going to respect her. She will just continue to be used and used and used and pimped out by all those pimps. But she won't be pimped out from Bullhorn Betty, because what I do is I just turn my back and I quit talking to you. Kind of like what I'm going to do with Miss Daisy. I will never talk to that woman again. I don't care if we're on the same side of arguments. You stay on your side of the field and pasture, and I'll stay on mine. But you ever talk to me like that again, you got another thing coming. Because when you were going through shit, I uplifted you. When I was going through shit, instead of finding out what was going on, you tried to dog me. Big difference. That goes directly to integrity and character. And if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. You'll never get it. And you're too damn old not to have it at this point. So if you don't have it, stay on your side of the pasture. I don't need you over here. I don't need you as a cheerleader over here. I handle my own business and I do it well. And I'm a one-man show. A lot of content creators talking smack and spreading rumors about you lost subscribers for it while you gain subscribers. They need to get off their high horses. Yeah, because people saw what happened. People saw what happened. And they can sit there and scream and shout to the rooftops. But I even went out there to find out what happened. How did this happen? And when I saw what they did to Brandy, it made me sick to my stomach. She didn't deserve that. And don't tell me you're her friend. Don't ever tell me you're her friend, because nobody would have done that to that woman. Nobody. Only you. Only you despicable people. I don't always agree with you, Betty, but you didn't do anything wrong here. Purple did that to her. She's exploiting Brandy, claiming to be her friend. The police should have told Brandy first. Absolutely. Absolutely. Prayers for Van. Absolutely. And you know what? This family even needs more prayers, because there are wolves in sheep clothing. And we just saw a good explanation of that yesterday from a woman that's had this lady on her panel talking and soaking up the show pony and now trying to point. I have never been fake to somebody in my life, and nor will I ever intentionally destroy a woman on live TV for a raw expression like that. Ever. Ever. You will never have that ever happen on the Bullhorn Betty channel. If I was friends with Brandy like they are, I would have called her, but I'm not. And Brandy has requested multiple times for people not to reach out to her. to give her privacy in this time of need. Naturally, I already thought she knew about the information based upon her statement. She knew something bad was happening. I didn't know how much information she had, nor am I going to reach out with her after her giving me explicit instructions and everybody else on YouTube explicit instructions to allow her to maintain her privacy. I'm not going to stop my show because a family is grieving. We have a lot of families that are grieving. That is part of this entire process. You can't help families without families grieving when they have a loss of a family member. It'll never happen. Families hurt when they lose loved ones. What you don't do is bring them up on a live and give them the most excruciating news that they could possibly hear. And even if she knew about it, why in the hell would you be talking about it on live TV after she just found out? How heartless can one person be, or a group of people? It's a shame. She did not deserve that. She deserved better from her so-called friends on YouTube. She, I don't even want to say she deserves better from police, because I really truly believe that the police unintentionally dropped this ball. I think they've been so focused on trying to get the yard dug up and everything else that somebody just forgot to inform the family and bring the family a caseworker to help them work through this process. But she would have found out on the news if she did not find out from her so-called friends. Why didn't they do this in a private conversation back and forth? Thank you, guys. Thank you. God bless you. I appreciate all the love and support. But this was horrible. This was horrible. This is horrible. We have trolls and creepers in chat. I've got this set for an hour for subscribers. So if they're out of line, block them. I don't have time for the nonsense. They want the drama. Keep it on the freaking drama channels. This is not the one. This is not the one. What they did, what those drama channels did, they are not true crime channels. No respecting true crime channel would do that to a victim. Ever. So consider that. Hey, Miss Robin, it's nice to see you, love. I hope you're feeling better. I hope Emma's feeling better. I hope everybody's feeling better, right? But, this case, especially knowing that they were digging up that yard, many of you guys saw, it broke my heart, right? It broke my heart because I had just started running with some content. Brandy was just saying that she felt her son was alive, and we were very hopeful for that. I didn't snuff out that hope. I'm not the one that arrested Sarah Wandra for failing to report a death, and that death, according to the court records, was related to Michael Vaughan. I didn't do that. When everybody was beating this family up, Dolly and I went out there when we had just had enough to find out what really happened. We gave her and her family a fair shake when so many people were in our ears telling us that she was covering for her husband and her husband did it. That's not what we found, and we were honest about that. Two larger creators, not these small little creators that are dying to have her as a show pony. She didn't deserve that yesterday. And she damn sure didn't deserve it from people that she perceives as friends. Streamed her live while she told her about the arrest. Yes. And no, and they're so busy trying to point the finger at, well, I never did that to Brandy. They did. Let's be honest here. If you don't believe me, go watch her video. How dare they? That was one of the most despicable acts I have ever seen in my life. Literally. I have never been so disgusted. And then to try to act like it was me. No. You are going to eat every bit of this. What you did to Brandy was disgusting. It is beyond the pale of disgusting. beyond. This is about Michael Monkey Vaughan. And you know what her friends did? They tried to make it about Bullhorn Betty, taking away from her son. That's what they chose to do. So it is, and Brandy, I hope you see this. I hope you understand what they did to you. I hope you understand it was not me. Those are people you called friends. And while you're going through the worst time in your life, I don't think you need friends like that. I really don't. But hey, you know, believe what you want to believe. At this point, it has no consequence to me. I'm going to run with the story that I've been covering from the beginning. It is what it is. You know, no disrespect to the family, but I've done nothing but be respectful to the family, and I would have never, ever done that to her. Ever. And if they were the friends that they say they are, they should have called her on the phone and talked to her before ever bringing her up there. And if they were really friends, they would have told her the truth instead of trying to lie to her and lie to her face in the most vulnerable time of her life. Those are not friends. That's not respectable. And these are from people that say they care. I just want that in perspective. So again, I am not going to sit here and take the blame for this. I did nothing wrong. There was a lot of things that went wrong, but what I did was not one of them. And I hope people saw exactly what truly transpired. But Purple, I have absolutely lost every ounce of respect that you could have ever earned in my life. Ever. And we don't care if Voodoo Candle Lady is talking about me. Nobody listens to her anymore. She's absolutely insignificant in my world. She can keep talking and keep trying to use Bullhorn Betty to get her numbers up all she wants. She's still a failure. She will always be a failure. And she will always be a disgusting hussy. The reason why she is single is because she can't keep her damn legs closed. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry has already had her. So she is absolutely worthless to me. She has no self-respect, and I could care less. Bottom line is she lies to her people. She sells candles and tells people she's going to make donations to certain causes, and she never does. She is a liar, and she is, if you want to talk about it, when you tell somebody that you're going to send $3 to the Lupus Foundation for candles purchased, and people purchase them for that $3 to go to the Lupus Foundation, and you fail to even send the check to the Lupus Foundation, I've got a problem with that, and that sounds to me like a scam and a con, which is what you're always trying to say I do. Well, it's kind of funny because I don't sell shit. And I damn sure don't lie to my audience and say, hey, I'm going to make a donation if you purchase this. Don't do that. No, that's wrong. I am an investigative reporter, okay, on YouTube. Okay, I investigate cases. I put out fact. I put out information. This was released to the public, you dumb motherfucker. Okay? It was released to the public. The family should have known before it was ever released to the public. If you listen to the recording, I never even had to give my name or say I was associated with the media. This was given to everybody, and it was required by law, and it absolutely is my business because I put thousands of dollars into this case, and I have every right to cover it. You ask those YouTubers that decided to break this woman's heart how much money they put into the case. None. How many flyers did they put up? None. How many banners did they pay for and install? None. So explain to me what Purple has done for this family except parade her like a freaking show horse on her channel. If I wanted clicks and views, I would have put this information out months ago when it was fresh, when it was new. Things came up. I chose to wait until the audience had a palette for this case so it could be seen in front of more people. When I was out there in front of Quentin Simon's house with 4,000 people in my chat, I went and got Michael's missing flyer to advocate for him. When has Purple ever done that? What she did to that lady was unforgivable. Unforgivable. And you have misguided and misplaced anger and frustration because literally she was about to find out on the news, watching her local news. She wasn't even watching my channel. She did not learn of this from my channel. She learned of this from another channel on a live to provoke a reaction from this woman that just is dealing with the worst news of her life. Shame on them. I'm sorry. I will not and refuse to take the blame for this. And I'm not going to discuss it anymore. And I really don't care what the hate channels have to say. I don't care. I don't care. What they did to Brandy yesterday was disgusting. And you need to be placing your anger where it belongs. No, I'm addressing a major issue here, and they can clip it. Like, I am their content. Let's not forget. No matter what I say, they're going to twist the words anyway. So I'd rather have 1,800 people hear it come from my mouth as to what happened and what transpired, and screw those haters. And damn you. Not you, of course, but them. So with that being said, we are going to turn this back into what it needs to be. And it's about Michael Monkey Vaughan and what happened to that little boy. And while all these people were out there screaming that mommy and daddy did it, there was only a few creators that gave them the time of day to find out the truth. And asked for nothing in return, by the way. I never asked Brandy to come on my panel. I never asked her to come on night after night after night and bleed her heart out to my audience. I never pimped her out like that. Nor would I have ever. That was done by just a couple channels. And they weren't Bullhorn Betty. So, you know, maybe she needs to direct her frustration into the misplaced trust of some of these content creators or YouTubers. I don't even want to call them content creators because they don't create content. If things break, I am definitely going to Idaho. This is a case I'm covering. This is a case that is breaking. This is a national news case. If something breaks, yes, I plan on going there. And people are saying, oh, she's going to get who? Do you understand what qualifies for an arrest? It's not showing up in a town. It's breaking the law. And as long as I'm acting within the confines of the law, there is nothing a law enforcement agent can ever do to me. Again, I cover stories. I covered this story, and I did it well. And we actually helped this family. And if these people want to twist that around and Brandy believe it, that is on her. That is 100% on Brandy. But it's not going to be bared by the Bullhorn Betty channel, the audience of the Bullhorn Betty channel, or me personally. I'm not going to bear that. I did nothing wrong. I stand behind my work. My work was legit. It was factual. It was information, and it was breaking news. And if people don't like that, then maybe this isn't the channel for you. Because yes, at the end of the day, we cover breaking news. So that's about as much as I'm going to address. That took me 44 minutes to do. And it's time to move on. Shame on them. But you're not putting this on my shoulders. And if anybody wants to, go at it. Go at it. I don't care. I don't even listen to you. Right? I don't listen to your channels. You listen to mine. So if that doesn't tell you and everything you need to know, I don't know what will. I literally do not watch their garbage. And that's what it is, garbage. nor will I ever. Oh, Crafty. Guys, thank you. God bless you. You guys know I have been going through a really rough time. And what broke me is hearing this devastating news about Michael. And I even said, you know, that night that I was here and I bared my soul, you guys were my witness. You know, I struggled with this particular case. Michael Vaughan, the absolute worst. That is what broke me, because I was just out with his mother. We thought he was abducted. We thought he was living a great life, not necessarily a great life, but we thought he was alive. So believe me when I say hearing this news crushed me. It crushed me. I wasn't trying to reach out to Brandy to even tell her, you know, my condolences, because she asked not to be bothered and I didn't want to. That's integrity. Integrity is not finding out information and holding it and not telling a family that needs to know it. I don't know the family like that, nor would I ever reach out to her to give her that kind of information, ever. Ever. Yeah, absolutely. You guys watched it. And again, you know, I'm very sorry for Brandy that law enforcement didn't tell her, but it's not my fault. It is not my fault. And yes, we're going to be, you know, this is a case that we are covering. We are going to follow it from the beginning to end. And when I didn't know anything, guess what? I went out to find out the answers. And if she can't respect me for that, I don't know what else I can do for her. But I am still involved in this case. And I'm still, you know, financially involved in this case. Thousands of dollars, by the way. And that's just for me. That's not even including Dolly's. Anyways, I don't think it's about any victims. It's about taking Betty down. So sad. Yeah, it is. It's about damaging me. And that's the problem, is that's the problem. It's damaging me, my business, and damaging what I stand for. And they will do it at all costs. The problem is what they don't understand is I was in politics. Okay? Like, YouTube doesn't even come close to the political game. The political game is so nasty and so dirty and so swampy on both sides that I'm telling you, it's hard to survive in politics. I did that well. This is cakewalk. YouTube will never take Bullhorn Betty down. And I've already talked to YouTube, and they said, as long as I'm not breaking any rules, I should get past whatever they do. And I said, well, I have been. And they're like, that's why it's designed the way it's designed. So they can keep playing games, right? Going and tagging and flagging and all this other stuff. But legit, YouTube has people that actually look at this stuff. When it's appealed, an actual person reviews it. So it's like, if you're going to be creative, I mean, do it, you know, correctly, because all you're doing is probably flagging your own channel, which you're probably doing it off of burner channels. And from my understanding, those burner channels that's what all this stuff is about. People have been losing channels. I bet you anything, the majority of these people that are losing channels have a lot of troll accounts associated with them. Just maybe not, maybe so. I don't know. But, you know, there are going to be some changes. And as, you know, the community grows on YouTube, so does YouTube. They get wise on stuff. When you've got creators calling them in droves, talking about one element of the YouTube that is wreaking havoc. Now, you got to remember, we also put money in YouTube's pocket at an alarming rate, because every time you do a super chat, a super sticker, 30% of that goes to YouTube. So the creators that are actually producing, YouTube looks at what their content is, and if they're doing it lawfully, and if they are, they stay the hell away. They turn our stuff from you know, ad suitability over to on literally in less than 2 hours. Like, these people are wasting their time and they're too stupid to realize it. They are literally too stupid to realize, oh, but go on Twitter, and if you just tell them and beg them to take this content creator down, they'll take her down just because you said so, because so many people said so. Are you kidding me? Do you realize they are a worldwide conglomerate? Do you think that your petty ass is the only people they got to deal with? No. They see everything behind the scenes. They see when it's not justified and when it is. Guys are idiots. If you play music, they can't monetize their channel. Again, another misconception, another lie, right? Because when you're on public property and you hear copyrighted material, you can't help that. They're not going to penalize you for that. Dumb. Well, you know what? Brandy can be over there in Purple's chat. What Purple did to her was disgusting. And if she doesn't see that, then, you know, all I can say is that she is a very hurt woman right now. And when all this stuff calms down, she'll realize I had nothing to do with it. None. This was something her so-called friends did to her, not me. Even if they are streaming me with no permission, I really don't care. Because like I said, you know, they're going to keep doing what they're going to do. They're going to keep being pissy and shitty. And when I've had enough and I take this matter a different direction, they're going to be crying a river and telling you, because they're the sob squad, about how horrible Bullhorn Betty is because of the crap they did to me. And it's now coming back to bite them in their ass. They're going to be crying a river and saying, oh my God, Bullhorn Betty. And then even the stuff I don't do, right? They pissed other content creators off. You know what they're going to say? Oh, it's Bullhorn Betty's fault. No, it's not. Not everything on YouTube was Bullhorn Betty's fault. And you know what? You guys have beat me up for so long that people are realizing what your tactics were and are. If they could take your channel, that would leave them without, right? What would they be talking about? They'd be blowing bubbles for you guys. Not only that, but if they could have taken my channel, they would have taken it by now. So, I mean, you're talking about being beaten up nonstop for over a year. Over a year. They're going to take my channel. I'm going to kill someone. I'm going to jail. That's the crap they've been telling their audience for a year. How does it feel to be so far wrong that you have to eat your words every other week about Bullhorn Betty? I think that's what's getting to your subscribers and why they're leaving you and coming over here, because they're tired of you. They're tired of being lied to by the people that say that they want to tell them the truth. But the stuff over here, you come over here, we show the receipts. It's not just because I think it must be true, like on the other channels. Well, I'm realizing that. I'm realizing that. I try to treat others as I never said anything about this lady ever. I've never criticized her. I don't talk about other channels unless they come after me. And, you know, I know nothing about her. I know nothing about her. I know a lot of people on YouTube thought I was this horrible person and that I was going to go out there and not help Brandy and cause more damage to her. And I did not do that. As a matter of fact, some of the people that were concerned actually reached out to me privately to tell me thank you for giving her a fair shake, which I did. But I give all my cases a fair shake. Whether it was Brandy, whether she hated me, liked me, or indifferent, my position wouldn't have been different based on whether I liked her or not. It had been based on the facts, based on the truth, and whether or not she's responsible or her husband was responsible, and they were not. And we came out right away and told the audience how we felt about that. Yeah. And that's it. But you know, why do these victims and victims' family run to these smaller YouTube channels that have been around forever but haven't grown? That needs to be the real question we need to be asking ourselves. Why are these small content creators getting into the head of these victims' families and these criminal families and why are they being trusted? Clearly, they're not even trusted by the audience. That's why their numbers are so low. That means that people don't believe what they say. You know, they have to tout you around like a show pony because they're not growing, because they don't have content, because they don't make sense, because their audience doesn't trust them. That's why they don't grow. Anyways, sending love from Australia. Thank you. But I'm sick of getting into this drama because this is what the drama channels want. They want to gaslight, and then they want to clip. So, you know, it's horrible. It's a horrible thing. But again, it shows you how desperate they are for content because they can't create their own content. They can't do anything good in their own community. All they can do is complain. Think about how easy it is to complain. It is so much easier to complain than it is to actually get off your duff and affect change. That's the difference between me and them, is because I get off my duff and I affect change. I just don't go in there and tell a story. I empower people. I empower a lot of people around this country. And I've been doing it for years, long before I ever started true crime. I have been traveling this country for political reasons. People don't want to tell you that. They don't want to tell you that I have been in every single major newspaper that can possibly be imagined in Manatee County and abroad. People write about me in Tennessee. People write about me in Idaho. People write about me all over this country. Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, I don't care. My name is still out there. Bullhorn Betty is still out there. When did you ever see them put purple in a newspaper? Never, because she doesn't get off her ass to do a thing. Why didn't somebody else find Gabby? Because nobody got out there to look, right? The whole, you planted Gabby. No, we didn't plant Gabby Petito's water bottle. Give me an effing break. Even Nerdy Attic has come out and said that and apologized to me personally for making that absurd allegation. But again, why did we find that? Because we get off our duff and go look. That's how we find stuff. If you're not looking for stuff, probably you won't find anything. If you're sitting behind a computer, the chances of you ever finding a victim or bringing help to a family, you'll never get there because you can't do it sitting in a chair in the comfort of your home. You can't. And again, when those a-holes over there that destroyed this lady for a click and a view, when they get off their ass and do anything for victims, then they can criticize me. Okay? Then they can criticize me. Until that happens, they can keep their fucking mouth shut. Dust bags, exactly. Purple trash. Exactly. So we're done talking. I'm not giving her a plug anymore. She probably got as much plug as she's going to get and probably will still only increase 10 people because nobody wants to listen to her garbage. And Brandy, I really wish that you would get off YouTube and start doing some self-care for yourself. I really would. But again, you're a grown-ass woman. You make your own damn decisions. I can just tell you that I've respected you and done everything that I promised you I would do. And if you have some kind of hard feelings about that, there's nothing I can do. All I can say is it wasn't fair for you to find out that way. I truly believe that. But law enforcement should have never charged this woman without giving you a caseworker and telling you what happened. For you, because literally 15 minutes before I release this, probably when Purple was releasing it to you live on her channel for your reaction, it was being released on your local news. So either way you look at it, you would have found out by everyone other than the people that should have told you. And it's unfortunate. But at the end of the day, I gave you my word. I was going to follow this case to the end, and I plan on doing just that. I've never lied to her. I've done everything I can to support that family, to support the truth. to give her her voice when so many people were beating her up and blaming her for some god-awful crap. And I would have never, ever, ever called her on a live to tell her the most horrible news in the world, even if she already knew about it. How dare you do that to a mother? How dare you? And she may not be all right with everything that's going on right now, but one day she's going to look back and realize that I was probably more of a friend to her than these assholes that on this channel that she goes to that parades her around like a pony. I don't know who's taking pictures of her. I can tell you that we're not in Idaho. As you can see, I'm in Florida in my office. People that are going to her house is sad. Now, she was talking about a lot of cars going down a road. That's probably most likely her community coming by just to be curious, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent. We have no control over her community. I can personally tell you, I truly don't know what YouTuber is in their local area. I haven't seen or heard of a local YouTuber being in their area right now. So I'm not too sure, who she's referring to. All I can say is she's not referring to me. She's not referring to Dolly. And when she was referring to Dolly, I'm pretty sure, or myself, I'm pretty sure it was based upon misinformation and people lying, which again, you have to ask why. Yes, Betty, you did everything you can. It's so obvious they're parading her like a parade pony. It's so obvious, and I feel so bad for her. I do. And, this is about her son. She wanted answers for her son, but the idea that I took that away from her, no, I didn't. Whoever took her son did that. Whoever harmed a hair on her son's head did that. This is not the police's fault. This is not my fault. This is not Justice's fault. This is not Brandy's fault. This is not her family's fault. This is the act of a deranged, despicable person that did this to her. And she trusted people to cover her six, and they didn't. They injured her, and they injured her on live TV and pointed the finger at somebody else. That's the reality of what we witnessed yesterday. I'm sure she'll go back on Doug's panel when he was on, was the one who released it Sunday. Now he talks crap about Betty. Are you kidding me? Hey, welcome to the world of YouTube. Lack of integrity, lies, manipulation, inciting their base. Yeah, that's why I have no respect for Doug. Doug is not, he's blocked on this channel. He will never, ever, ever be able to talk to Bullhorn Betty unless he sends me an email. And even then, I will probably block the email. I want nothing to do with him. He's a disgusting womanizer. Okay? He's disgusting. The man doesn't even look like he shaves or bathes. Like, really? How long have you been on YouTube? I bet you by next year, I will probably trump his numbers. I guarantee it. Like, absolutely a waste of space. And all the shit he did to Dylan Round's case and acted like he stood with the parents while he had that con PI sitting there telling every single secret that he found out under an supposedly ethical contract. But then we find out the man's not even a legit PI. He's only a legit PI when he's in the borders of Mississippi. The minute he steps out of those borders, he's no longer a PI and no longer can ask for business as a PI. He can't prove where he works in Mississippi. He can't prove where he stays in Mississippi. And we all know damn well he has said on multiple occasions he's in Tampa or Pennsylvania. Either way, not in Mississippi. Not Doug Live, Elisa. No, it's that no thanks piece of shit. Yeah. And so on the streets, calling a male like a dog a dusty. I don't know. But anyways, Doug a dusty. I don't know. All I know is that That man is a piece of garbage and destroyed a woman that was looking for her son in the Dylan Rounds case and did not give a crap about her or anything else or even telling the truth. What he cared about is the clicks and views. And when I came out with the con man PI videos that started destroying the person he was parading, which was the con man PI on his lives, all it was about was those clicks and views, the 35K views and this, that, and the other. He didn't care about the truth. Again, another problem. You come here, if I make a mistake, I say I make a mistake, right? And even when I'm telling information, if it's fluid, I tell you it's fluid. And this information may not be completely 100% above board. You need to verify this information for yourself. I can guarantee you, Doug may talk about everyone, right? And he may be vulgar, but I don't care because I have to respect somebody for them to even, like these people that talk, I don't care about them. I really don't. I really don't. Like if they just never pop back on YouTube again, I would never know. Literally. I would literally never know. So anyone reads the news article about the arrest of the lady connected to Michael Vaughan? Yes, that's what this whole entire live is about because I exposed it. I ran first with it. Well, from what I'm hearing, is a smaller channel may have ran first with it. Either way, it doesn't matter. I was a larger channel that ran first with the story yesterday. And of course, everybody's butt hurt because one, they didn't get the story. And two, they want to bash me because I went through the proper chain of command to get the information. And it was the law enforcement that failed to let Brandy know or provide her with somebody to speak to her about it when they were telling her about this, like a social worker or caseworker or somebody right there, a victim advocate, they didn't tell her. How do you omit arresting somebody in connection with somebody else's son? How do you forget to tell somebody that? Maybe they were just too worried about getting the yard dug up or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. But that is not something that Brandy should have ever learned online. It's not something she should have ever learned on the news. It should have come directly from law enforcement with a victim advocate there to help support her learning of this information. That was horrible. But again, not my fault. So I'm just trying to look on here to find out what happened. It appears that Sarah Wandra got a $500,000 bail. I'm not too concerned with her bailing out because apparently her husband has had some bond on his federal gun charges and has never been able to raise the money to bond himself out. So with a $50,000 price tag in at least a $500,000 property, I don't think Sarah Wandra is getting out of jail. And, the whole charges and everything related to this particular case is odd. Like, why is Sarah charged but not Stacy? But she's trying to tell everybody in court that it was that she knew her husband did this. And if her husband did this, this is another reason why I just really wish, like, Brandy doesn't need to be torturing herself. We're going to be discussing her son's case. I mean, it's a national, a national news case, right? I mean, this is a pretty big deal. I mean, it's got national attention. So the idea that people aren't going to cover this case is ludicrous. Of course we are. What I'd hope is that Brandy realizes she needs self-care and YouTube is not helping her. She needs to call a therapist and a caseworker to help her through this, not a crappy channel on YouTube that used her yesterday. There is nobody that's your friend on YouTube, Brandy. I'm sorry. Unless it's somebody like Chris McDonough. I mean, I care for the case, but I keep an arm's length away because I don't like getting involved in a situation such as this. This is the exact reason why I say I keep an arm's length away from the victims and the suspects, because I gotta maintain objectivity. And objectivity is important in these cases. Caitlin, one of the hate channels have it. Why are they recording her and posting the videos of her finding out? Absolutely sickens me. And that's it, because it was never about, it's never about that they care for Brandy. It's about the clicks and views that come from the emotion, the raw emotion that they're able to capture on their channel. And that's what's sad about it. It really is. And we're taking time away from advocating for her son to talk about this very thing because of what her so-called friends did to her yesterday. And they're going to try to convince her every which way but Sunday that they didn't do anything wrong. Yes, they did, because at the end of the day, she did not find out from Bullhorn Betty. She found out from them, her friends. She addressed you and Dolly and Justice for all yesterday on that channel, made the video. I don't know. It was, well, crap. Yeah. Yeah, she did it. She didn't do this to help Brandy or help the case. She did it as a way to try to lynch me, and it's not working, and I really don't care. I mean, I really don't. If Brandy doesn't realize that what I did came from the heart, and that's on her, and there's nothing I can do to say or help it. I'm not calling her. I'm not going to violate her wishes to be left alone, and I'm not going to do it yesterday, the day before yesterday, or anything else. This is a woman that is grieving and has no idea where her son has been for over a year. Who would do that to this lady? If you've got friends like that, who needs enemies? Seriously. She's absolutely in pain. She's absolutely devastated. Absolutely devastated. But I'm still questioning why she wasn't told by law enforcement. You know, at the end of the day, you know, who dropped that ball? And I hope law enforcement apologized to her for that, because that was totally unfair. And I have to be honest with you. I think that was totally unfair to her. Again, I would have still ran with the story, but had I known that she had no knowledge of this, you bet your ass I would have at least sent her a message and let her know that this is what's going on. Was she aware of it? But again, she asked for nobody to contact her. She asked her to give her family some peace. She should not be on YouTube talking about this. No good can come from that. None. It's not going to help the case. Me personally, she's going through the worst time in her life. She needs somebody that is trained to be able to help her get through this, not some crap YouTube channel that, again, chose to go live with her reaction of finding out this devastating news. Did somebody donate memberships? I just saw something. That's the one side I can't see. I apologize. So if somebody did donate some memberships, I'm going to try to turn this on over here and see if I can find where they were. Okay, who donated this? I don't know why they did. Oh, thank you, Emma. So Emma just donated 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships. Don't forget to tell her thank you. I love you, Emma. Emma's not feeling well, and she still always finds a way to support this channel. Thank you. Thank you so much. But, you know, I don't know what really to say about this. It's one of those things where I have invested a lot of time and money into this case. I am going to continue to cover it. Nobody's going to kind of kick me out of this, no matter what they say. I definitely advocate for Brandy and her family, as I have since the day I met them. And if the hate channels want to try to destroy a woman to destroy me, that is on you and your conscience. But don't you dare come here and blame Bullhorn Betty. And don't you dare blame anybody else but yourselves for what you're doing to this woman. It is sickening. It is sad. And you call her a friend? Again, if you're what they consider a friend, who the fuck needs enemies? And excuse my language, I'm probably going to throw a lot of F-bombs as we proceed through this case. And I hope you guys can understand that this was totally, wholly unfair to Brandy. And you know what? I'm not even talking, if you think about it, I'm not even talking about myself. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm a big girl. I can handle whatever these haters have to throw at me. But how dare you do that to this woman? How dare you? Anyways, guys, I've been on here for an hour and 15 minutes. I would like to come on longer, but I need to kind of regroup my thoughts and regroup my feelings, because at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's not about the stupid asshole content creator that calls Brandy a friend and does something this despicable to her. Brandy will, I do believe, once Brandy processes all this, I truly believe her eyes will be opened. I pray for her to have clarity. And I pray for her to realize who really is her friend on YouTube and who really isn't. And the only thing we can do right now is pray for clarity for Brandy. Pray for peace in her mind, body, and soul through this horrible, horrible time she's going through. And, you know, I can't imagine, neither can any of us. Unless you've lost a child, you cannot even comprehend the pain that she's going through. And not just a child dying, a child being abducted, and you learning that this child is being searched for in the backyard of one of your neighbor's homes. This is some sick stuff that this woman is going through right now. She is in, I can't even describe the agony that she must be in. I doubt she's eating. I doubt she's sleeping. I doubt she's taking care of herself. She is worried sick about what is about to happen. She is worried sick that she may never see her son again. All these flags are popping up that this is not going to end well. And these people are torturing her in the same sense as they're smiling in her face and calling her friend. So I hope she just steps away and clears her head. I really do. That's all I can expect, right? Is that she just gives herself a break and allows herself some time away from YouTube to have her own thought and to find a way to deal with such horrible revelations in her life. Again, we did not do this to this family. Whoever abducted Michael Monkey Vaughan is the responsible party here. Nobody else. Nobody else. Investigative reporters reaching out to neighbors, investigative reporters reaching out to people in and around that community, that's going to happen. It's the way the news works. It's the way the news works. So with that, guys, I'm going to take a few. I know Justice for All was talking about coming back on live. I'm sure there's other creators that are going to come back on live. Again, you don't have to support these hate channels. You don't have to support this behavior from this channel. And you don't have to support them parading Brandy around like a show pony. You just don't have to do that. We want prayers for Brandy and her family. We want justice served to whoever hurt Michael Monkey Vaughan. And yes, if more information comes out, I do plan on making it to Idaho to cover that case, as I did when they needed help. And I will do it just as respectfully as I did previously. And if it hurts the family, it hurts the family. I'm here to help the family. However, I do have a job to do. And that's all there is to it. This is a job that many people try to act like it's not. There's a lot of tough decisions that come with this job, but one of those decisions should never be a family finding out that somebody is in jail for failing to report the death of their loved one and not be notified by law enforcement. So, yeah. And again, she was about to find out on her mainstream media. I didn't even know that they were going to be running this story. All I know is this lady was arrested the night before and no charges had been reported yet. So, you know what? We called up there. We called law enforcement. I didn't know what they were going to say. But they drop a bombshell like that on me. You don't think I'm going to go live with it? Of course I am. When have I not gone live with information like that? It ain't happening. We cover breaking news on the Bullhorn Betty channel. When Adam Montgomery was arrested for his daughter's death, we broke that in Savannah, Georgia on this show. I didn't even come with the whole digging up the property or anything like that. I didn't even run that story because I chose to stay in bed and rest that day. Everybody else ran that story. It wasn't until the next morning that I got up and said, hey, let me do my due diligence. And I had bomb breaking news, and I'm sorry that the family found out this way, but again, they should have never, and it's not Bullhorn Betty's fault. So we're done. We're done with the conversation. That's my one and done. If Brandy wants to hate Bullhorn Betty for the rest of her life, God bless her. I still pray for her. We have the Monkey Family Trust, the Venmo, which is at Monkey Family Trust. If those of you would like to donate to that family, even though, whatever's going on with Purple, I heard that she, we helped raise money yesterday for Brandy, a significant amount of money yesterday for Brandy. But there's also findmichaelvaughan.com, and you can, how you can help. There's a link for how you can help, how to send a tip, the latest update, the city of the Fruitland police, and how you can help find Monkey. It's right there on this page, right there. So if you'd like to go over there and review some information, please do so. If you'd like to make a donation to the Monkey Family Trust, please use Venmo, and it's at Monkey Family Trust. Make sure there's no extra Y's, E's, F's, T's, because there are people that are trying to capitalize on this family's pain and have made other Venmo accounts that mimic his name in an effort to scam people out of their money. So the Monkey Family Trust is the actual Venmo, and it is being monitored by an attorney. It is or an accountant. It's an accountant or an attorney, or maybe an accountant attorney. I don't know. But it actually is being managed by a third party other than the family. So for those that would like peace of mind, there's your peace of mind on that. Again, I'm sorry that the family found out the way they did. That's not my intention, but I did respect the family and followed every one of their wishes. And if that makes me a bad guy, then I'm the bad guy. I will eat that. I will, there's nothing I could do. Would I do anything differently? Absolutely not. And again, I care about this family. I don't want them in any more pain than they have to go through. But this, again, is not something I did. It's not something any creator did. It's not something the news did. It's not something the police department did. It's something that a despicable man and woman did to this child. And it's sad. So with all of that being said, I want you guys to have a blessed day. Be fearless. Believe me. Believe me. I will be back here in the near future. I will be back to discuss a little bit more of other cases. Again, this is just one of those things that I just need to step away from, because the rest of this thing is going to be talked about these other creators, and that is not the focus of this messaging. It should all be about Michael Monkey Vaughan, his story, his name, and trying to find where he is at. Because at the end of the day, even though this lady has been charged, they still have not found him, to the best of my knowledge. Now, anything could happen from the time I got on here to right now as to whether something has been found in their yard. But this is not looking good, unfortunately. And, we're just going to keep the family, keep Brandy and Tyler, Grandpa, their daughter, the other children, all in our prayers. And we're going to pray that these YouTubers stop playing this family. And we're going to pray that these YouTubers stop using her as a show pony on their channel. She needs to grieve. She needs, somebody that can really help her, like a victim advocate. And what they're doing to her is despicable. But don't sit there and say Bullhorn Betty's doing it, because we're all watching who's really doing this to this family, and it's not me. So God bless each and every one of you. Until next time. Good day.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.